Alright, this is the first modeling video of the Black Mesa locker room, and I'm going to get started right now. I'm going to press one, look from the front, and I'm going to bring in a plane. I'm going to rotate X90, and I'm going to bring it up so it's on the X-axis. Now I'm going to turn on, let's just leave that off for the moment. I'm going to take this and we're going to hold control, and I'm going to snap up to there, there, there. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to go up one more to there. Alright, I'm going to drop an edge loop down right in the middle. Now, I'm going to turn on absolute grid snap. And I'm going to start separating this out into concrete pieces for the wall, some trim, and some grout. Alright, so here we go. Let's put an edge loop here and bring it up so that it is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to start with, let's go to 5 there. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the same down on the bottom. So put an edge loop here, come down. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to do that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring an edge loop down, and I'll have it one grid unit, one square, call it one grid unit, above there. So I went that way. So here I'll bring it here, and I'm holding down control and it's snapping to there. Let's do that. We need to separate this as well. I think I'll have the big one a little bit bigger, so I'll bring it up this way to there. Now those aren't going to stay that distance. We're actually going to make them a little bit smaller. So I'm going to select here, and I'm going to move this up. I think I'm going to go GZ 0.05. So halfway through. That should give me a decent size. I'll do the same with this one. Select that, and I'll go GZ 0.05. And for this one, let's see, we went up that way. We'll just go up. Take that one, GZ 0.05. So I've got those, and that'll mark the division between the trim and the pieces of concrete. Now I'm also going to put an edge loop in here. I'm going to drag it out, and I'm going to snap to there for the moment, but we're going to make that smaller in a minute. And bring that one, and we are going to snap to that there. Okay. And we are also going to have to bring one up here, and let's see, so that can come out. Let's do that. Let's do another one down here. Okay, and we move that one up halfway. So let's go GZ. Let's go GZ negative 0.05 for that one. Okay, so those should be equal. And I've got that face in there. And back up to this one, and we'll go GZ 0.05. Okay, let's make sure I get that whole thing. GZ 0.05. Okay, now these ones, because this is going to be a modular wall, and I'll be snapping the wall pieces together, I don't want this much of a gap on either side. So I'm going to Shift Alt and click this one, and we're going to move this one, GX 0.075. So it's a smaller space. And this one, GX negative 0.075. There we go. I think we're okay. So that's a bigger gap there. That should be all right. Let's see what this looks like. If I select these faces. All right. And yeah. Okay. I am going to extrude these out now in the Y. I'm going to pull them out a nice distance like that. And before I put a bevel on, I'm going to do some materials. So I'm going to select the two middle ones here, and I'm going to press Control plus. And I want materials right now. New. This is going to be the concrete. And I'm going to press Assign and deselect. This one and the bottom one, I'll do Control plus. New material. This is going to be the trim. And with those, let's see, let's select all of these like this. Control plus, and let's hide, and then just select the other one. Plus, new material. This is going to be the grout. I think that's how you say grout. And Assign. And let's Alt H everything. All right, so let's test this. Select. It's that stuff. Deselect the trim. Select. Did I not do the trim? Or maybe I lost it. Control plus, trim, Assign. Let's try that again. There we go. Yep. And the concrete. Select. Okay, now I'm going to put on a bevel. And I'm going to go up to 3, and I'm just going to leave it like that. Except I'll put on a weighted normal, and normal's auto smooth. And that's what that's going to look like. Let's see if that's fine like that. It should be fine. Okay, now we'll do a quick test. I'm going to switch this over to Edge and Shift D. I'm going to pull that out and pull it over and snap. I just want to look at the distances. Yeah, that's going to be okay. Now, because I'm going to do a plane and it's not going to have the bevel on it, we shouldn't see anything. So, okay, so what I want to do now is unwrap this, and we're simply going to select it all. Let's just make sure we will merge by distance and make sure it's facing the right way. Smart UV project. I'll use an island margin of 0.003, and we'll go in UV editing. There it is. I'll take, and we're going to pack. Now you could just use Blender to pack. I'm going to use Packmaster 3, and that's done. Now I'm going to export that in just a moment. I'll go back to layout first. I'm going to call this wall piece HP for high poly. All right, and I'm going to export that as an FBX. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to hide the original one. I'm going to call this wall piece LP for low poly, and I'm going to come in, and without moving anything, I'm going to Shift Alt and click all the way around and get this bottom edge. I just want a plane. So I've got that. P to break it out. Take the rest of it and delete. And that's the piece that I want. And I really want to name that the low poly. Alright, I'm going to turn on my statistics, and I will see that I have more vertices than I want. I want just 4. So I'm going to look from the front, and I'm going to box select a bunch of these. X, dissolve vertices. They're coming down. This one, this one. This one, this one. I just want the ones in the corners, obviously. To make a plane, that's all I'm going to need is a plane. This one. There it is. And I'm left with 4. So select it, F to make a face. Now this, I think, is facing the wrong way. So Alt N will flip that. So I've got that. In edit mode, I'm going to press U to unwrap and just project from view bounds. Don't even need to look at it. Save, export that as a low poly. And that's the one I'm actually going to be copying and using for my wall. Alright, I'm ready to jump into Substance Painter. We're going to do some textures right now with this. In Substance Painter now, I'm going to start a new project, and I'm going to load my low poly. There it is. I'm going to come over to the Bake Mesh Maps, click on that, choose an output size of 2048, and here under High Definition Meshes, I'm going to choose my High Poly Mesh, click Open, and then I'm going to click on ID, and change the color source to Mesh ID. Now watch as I bake. See the colors coming in there? I'm going to use those as masks. Okay, so there is the bake. And I'm going to search in materials for concrete. And I'm going to choose a concrete here that I like. Let's try this one, this dusty one. All right, and I want that just on the concrete sections. So I'm going to add a black mask, right click and choose add color selection. Then I click properties, pick color and click on the red. Go back to my layers. And now the concrete is just there where I wanted it. I'm going to relabel this as concrete. Now you could make any changes you want in there, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the grout. Now I've lost a little bit of the grout based on the position of my plane. So sometimes it's a bit trial and error. We're going to give it a try and see how it works. So I'm going to choose this concrete now. I'm going to drag it in on top. I'm going to make it a little bit darker for the grout. I want it dark like that. I'm going to add a black mask. Right click, choose add color selection. I'm going to zoom in, and with the color picker I want to pick this blue, and now the black is gone in there. Actually I think I may have enough of an edge. That might be just fine. Okay, so far so good. Nice and easy. That's the grout. And for the trim, I'm going to use this one here. So these are all, I believe, they're standard Substance Painter textures. I'm going to use that one, but I will change the scale to 2. I will just go ahead and do this. I'll add a black mask, right click, add color selection, and I'm going to click on this green here, and that's going to put that there. That's going to be the trim. So we have that there, and we should have it up at the top as well. Okay, the final thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to scroll up and change the size to 2K to get better resolution textures. All right, I'm going to save this file now, and I'm going to export the textures. But I think first of all, I'll change the name here to just wall piece. And I'm going to export. When I want to have a look at the output template, I'm going to be using this PBR metallic roughness, but I want to look here at the normal. I can see that it's DirectX, so I'm going to drag the OpenGL one there and use that OpenGL. All right, so I'm going to use PBR metallic roughness and choose my folder. I'm going to stick with PNG and 8 bits. That's fine with me. And there they are, wall piece, base color, etc. All right, save. Back to Blender. I'm going to hide the high poly, and I'm going to be using that right there, the low poly. Let's go in the shading tab. I don't want to call it concrete. I'm going to call this something like wall piece. Select that, Shift Control T, and I'm going to find my textures. And there they are there, so select them all. Now this is going to be very light dependent. Okay, well let's start just putting down some walls. I'm already on edge snapping, so Shift D, hold Control and snap and see. Did you have an edge in there? I think I might be all right. Take a couple of these, Shift D. Snap. I'll take a couple more. We'll just generally build the room, and we'll see. Maybe we go 2 more. Do that, and then let's come out. Let's take that and let's rotate Z minus 90. And we'll snap to there, bring it out, snap to there. And then we'll take another piece here, bring it out, snap, not up high. Okay. And then we'll do a back wall where that door would be. If you watch my other video, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'll show you in a moment. Let's do 2. And we'll play with some lights and stuff. Okay, now we're going to come out. So let's take this one. And the only thing I want to do is make sure it's facing the right way. You see that one's facing backwards, so I'm gonna just rotate the whole thing. Rotate Z 180. That should be good. Okay. So come out like that, and then we'll take this one. Shift D. We'll come across, and it'll come out, and maybe it goes into the bathroom there. I'm not going to do the bathroom as I had said, but we'll have a little bit of that hallway. And then what I'll do is I'll take this one, Shift D, and maybe we'll bring it down to the end. We'll close that off for the moment, just so I can get the distances right for my next walls. In other words, what I'm saying is I'm going to take... So I want them to face inwards. So I'm going to take these, bring them out, and bring them over. And then this side is the side that would be rendered if I'm in there. I might take a shot from there. So I'm going to rotate Z 180. So they're like that. And then we'll start coming down again. Shift D. Like that. At a time. And how many more do I want? Maybe just the 2? We'll see. I guess there's another entrance way to the washroom down here too. I won't worry about that right now. Okay, let's play with some light and have a look at this. You definitely need light in order for this to work. Of course, I'm in Eevee right now. I'm going to turn on ambient occlusion, bloom, screen space reflections, and I'm going to turn on refraction and get rid of that for the moment. Okay, let's throw in some lights. Just a few point lights here and there to spruce things up. Make it a little bit blue. I'm going to go for 70. And I'm just going to do a couple of them here and there at various positions, just to light this up, because we definitely need some light in here. Let's look from the top in wireframe so I can see it. Shift D. We'll also use a couple of different colors as well. We'll start with that, and we'll look here using the scene lights. Okay, and I'm going to turn on environment texture here, an HDRI. I'm going to put on a carpentry shot for the time being. And let's go to film, transparent, in the render tab, to start seeing what this looks like. Okay, so this is what it's starting to look like in Eevee. Okay, now I'm going to show you what this looks like in cycles as well. All right, so we'll just switch over to cycles, and I'll use GPU. So you can see that it treats the light a little bit better. All right, however, I do like rendering in Eevee. It's nice and fast, and I like the effects that I get. Anyways, this is generally how I'm going to do the walls, and we'll see if I want to make any changes. I may make some changes down here. I'll just show you maybe with one more HDRI. We'll try this studio one. Cycles obviously deals with the light better, and so I could cut the light down too, and you know, use some other colors, but just to give you an idea of what we're getting and how quickly that could be built up. All right, so there are some walls, and I just want to also finally show you that what I would do to do the floors very simply as well. Come in here, grab this edge, Shift D, P to break it out, take that, extrude it out, snap it to there, and divide it into 4. And now I've got this. I could get rid of these ones. I've got that one there, and now I just need to duplicate it and bring it over here and snap. All right, do another one and snap, and another one and snap. All right, and I could have my floor tiles, and then of course I could take them and just bring them down. And they line up with my walls as well. All right, I would need obviously a different texture on those, because those wouldn't look any good. All right, so that's what we're coming up with so far, and we'll carry on in the next video doing some modeling and some texturing.